Hi everyone, welcome to God's Enchantments channel. I am Claire. It has been a wee while. A lot has been going on in the world, so I have chosen during this time to really focus on the God's Enchantments community group, to put a lot of energy into our container there and our wonderful members, as well as a lot of energy into my students. I'm still teaching my online classes that I do all through the year. So I've just finished one and we're going to be starting the Green Witchery course in about 2 weeks. So there's been a lot going on, and with everything going on in the world, I felt that's where my energy has been needed most. But that does mean I have neglected my YouTube channel a little bit. So I always do a new moon and a full moon live video in my community group. And I try and do at least one grid per month, so a new moon or a full moon grid for my community as well, that they can then take inspiration from, or they can use to use themselves, basically. So I thought what I would do this time around is kind of combine the two and make a video that can go onto YouTube and give my wonderful subscribers here some content, and that my community can also have their usual content as well. I'm usually front facing, but you can't see me today. You're just going to see a lot of my hands and a lot of my jewellery apparently. But yes, that's what we're going to do today. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you do stay and subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified of any upcoming videos. You can also go in the drop down under this video where there'll be a link to my closed Facebook community group if you would like to join us over there, where we are interacting every single day. So I'm going to create this grid as I'm talking to you about the wonderful full moon we're about to experience, which is a strawberry moon. Although many moons, it has other names as well. People ask me about the names of the moons. They come from different cultures. Many of them are from Native American culture, but they often have more than one. So don't get too hung up on the names of the moon. It's not something you have to worry about. Some people say, do I need to learn the names of all the moons, and why has this moon got 4? It's all fine. But this one, its most popular name is the strawberry moon. This is a full moon in Sagittarius. It takes place on Friday the 5th of June, and if you're in the UK, it will be at its fullest at 8:12 p.m. on that day. Now with the full moon, we get to work with it the night before, the night of, and the night after, so you have a 3-day window for your full moon work. There's also some eclipse energy around this particular full moon. Those of you that are in my community know I do not charge my crystals under an eclipse moon. That's not the type of energy that I want in my crystals. So then when there's an eclipse, I will charge my crystals before or after to make sure that they are not out during that energy. So the full moon in Sagittarius is a really good moon. Of course, like all the moons and all the signs, it has a shadow side to it, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But this one is a great moon of knowledge. The full moon in Sagittarius is asking us, where can we open up and learn more? And this can be everything from the most mundane thing all the way up to the most important thing. It can be spiritual, it can be non-spiritual. This energy goes into every area of our lives if we allow it, and it allows us to see where there might be some gaps in our knowledge, where we might want to open up and learn more. It helps us to find teachers, whether that be spiritual teachers, physical teachers at schools, doing extra courses, whether that be just a wise person that comes into your life and shares their experience of something with you that then gives you more understanding and more knowledge on a subject you did not have the the knowledge of before. So it's very much a moon of knowledge, understanding, opening up, and wisdom. So because of that, my generator for my grid today is going to be Super 7, which is all about the upper chakras. It connects you to source energy, your spirit guides. It is very much a spiritual awakening crystal. So if your spiritual path is part of that knowledge and growth, then Super 7's a really great option to work with. So that's going to be my generator for this grid. Now I'm going to be doing this grid you know, at a reasonable speed as I'm talking. I'm not going to explain how to pick the crystals, how to activate, deactivate, and all of that. But I do have a video on YouTube already that explains all of it, takes you through the process step by step visually. So you can always check that out after this. Now the next crystal I'm going to be using is these beautiful Labradorites. Some people say Labradorite, some people say Labradorite. It really does depend on how you want to say it. Has this beautiful flash on it. I just love them. That one would be really nice jewelry. But just look at them. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Look at that. Oh, that looks like it's got a star in the middle of it. Doesn't it? Oh, I love it. So this crystal is normally a crystal of the new moon. Most people know it as the intention setting crystal, and because of that sometimes it gets lumped in just for that. But it's actually a really wonderful crystal for psychic protection and for actually opening you up more psychically as well. So I'm placing this in my grid for psychic and energetic protection. Now, the reason being is part of the shadow side of the full moon in Sagittarius is that it can make the small things that would normally not be that big of a deal to us, just a little annoyance maybe, suddenly become much bigger. Suddenly we are really, really annoyed by something someone said is annoying us that usually we might just let go or go right over our head. So we want to really protect our energy around this moon because it's opening you up to knowledge, to further understanding, to going down roads that could even be uncomfortable, places that perhaps you have not wanted to expand your knowledge before, places that you're uncomfortable talking about perhaps. That can make us a bit defensive, a bit more, you know, sensitive to things. So something like Labradorite can really come in, can really help us to keep our energy field protected, make sure that we are using our best intuition so that we don't get involved in things that, you know, are going to be of a lower vibration to us. We're not getting involved in arguments. Our energy is protected. When we're seeing things in the news, when we're reading things, when we're having interactions on the phone, those things, we're going to be able to take them in. We're going to be able to perhaps expand our knowledge on these things, but we're going to be able to do it in a really positive way. So we're going to add that now. I'll probably get a lot of questions about this board. I always get a lot of questions about my grid boards I use in my group. We do stock these. I think there are a few designs still in stock at the moment on the website, but we do have a delivery coming that should be here in the next couple of weeks. Just because I usually, when I use a cloth or a board or something, I get a question. So good to remember now. Next, I'm going to be using some Dragonstone. Now, Dragonstone is really good for courage, facing fears. There's a lot of fear around at the moment. And again, when we're relying on knowledge with a lot of the stuff that's going on out in the world, we're relying on what other people are telling us. Some people share things, you know, that aren't necessarily well researched or the best knowledge for us. What Dragonstone can do is help us to have strength, have courage, release fear, and to look for knowledge in the right places, to have better understanding of what's a reliable source of knowledge for us and where we can go to learn. So that's why I'm using the Dragonstone. like so. You can see I'm going clockwise every time, and my crystals are facing each other. But like I say, you can always check out that video for more information on that. So next I'm using some Moonstone. Now obviously this is the crystal of the full moon. It connects with that full moon energy regardless of what sign it's in. It's a divine feminine crystal. So what this is going to do is come in and soften the energy of this particular full moon. So if we start to feel some resistance within ourselves, if we start to feel a little bit anxious, or that turns into a little bit of anger or bitterness, this crystal is really going to soften everything that we're thinking and feeling. It's going to allow us to really lean in to opening up, to expanding that knowledge, that guidance, to lean into our more feminine side of being able to comfort ourselves and those around us, to be able to see other people's side of the story better, and to be able to comfort them, help them, and to really kind of allow ourselves to open up a little bit more to other people. So we're going to place this around here, like so. Now, normally when I grid, I would always start on the inside. With this particular grid, I have gone and done the outside first, and I've not activated it yet. So technically it doesn't matter if you don't do it in any official way. Go with your intuition. But when I was doing my meditation and looking at what stones I wanted for this grid, the energies of this particular moon, I was shown by my guides putting down the amethyst last. At first I thought, well, then I'll put it on the outside because I'll do that second. But no, I was told to put the energy out and then bring the energy in with the amethyst, because amethyst is a very potent crystal. I have a video completely dedicated to it on YouTube. It is a crystal that helps you to open up spiritually. It is a crystal that opens the third eye. It connects to source energy. It protects you psychically. So it's a really powerful spiritual crystal. It's also a crystal that calms, releases fear and anxiety, helps with stress and sleep, and really brings comfort to you as you work with it. So I'm actually, if you like, breaking the gridding rules a little bit here, and I'm going to lay this down right now. And I'm literally doing it because how I was shown in my meditation is laying them down one after another as a circle on the inside to create an energy stream. So I'm going to do that now. And there we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? And that amethyst is really powerful because there's amethyst in the Super 7 as well. So we've got that really strong purple energy in the middle, connecting to those upper chakras, connecting to source, connecting to our spirituality and our spiritual path, whatever that may be. And then as we come out, we've got the energy of Sagittarius, we've got the energy of this full moon, what that's bringing, and the energy that we want to take from this. Now, to activate my grid, I'm going to be using a beautiful coded quartz point. This is absolutely stunning. This is a Diamantina. Oh, it's just so lovely. So I'm just going to activate this now. And as I activate it, every time I touch my quartz to my generator and to the crystal, I am in my mind thinking about those properties that I spoke to you about for that crystal. So I'm bringing that energy in. Now, obviously, if you're doing this at home, you can say out loud what your intention is for that crystal and its part you want it to play in the grid. So I will start here moving out. Okay, so with this full moon, workings for you to do. Obviously, you can create a grid and you can create it for knowledge and wisdom. You can create a grid for advancing your spiritual path. You can create a grid for better understanding and compassion at this time. It's completely up to you. When it comes to crystals, pick those crystals that are in line with the energy streams we have been talking about. For ritual, you may choose to do a ritual to send love and compassion out universally. You may have been having some trouble yourself at home. You may be having trouble with anxiety, with stress. You could do ritual for that. Doing a ritual at this particular full moon to invite knowledge, wisdom and understanding into your life would be my personal choice of ritual for this full moon in Sagittarius. Again, you can charge your crystals under the full moon. It's up to you. Ask your intuition. If you work with a pendulum, you can ask your pendulum how you feel about charging your crystals under an eclipse or not. It's completely personal preference and up to you. You can make moon water. Again, I don't make my moon water under eclipse energy unless I'm making an eclipse water. So check in with your intuition on what you would like to do there. It's a great time to make a sacred oil for your knowledge and expanding your wisdom. So using beautiful essential oils such as frankincense to raise the vibration, some oak moss for connection to community, connection to the earth, because we are all connected through the earth's energy stream. So it's completely, obviously, you know, if you've got some ideas yourself, comment them down below, let other people know. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm keeping it, it's really weird doing it for YouTube, because when I do it live, obviously I have people live with me and they ask questions and we have like interactive conversations. And generally I'll go on a story time, probably about baby birds. If you're in the group, you'll know what I mean. We've all been following the baby birds on our walk that we take every single day. But if you're not in that group, do come over and join us. You can chat with me on lives over there, and have a absolutely wonderful full moon. Stay safe and well wherever you are. That is it from me. Blessed be.